what's in the fridge. Today we're going to be making some chicken piccata. It's an Italian dish made with chicken, white wine, lemon, and capers. It's a pretty simple recipe, but it tastes really good. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get boneless, skinless chicken breast. You can find that at your local grocery store. And you're going to butterfly it. Now to do that, you take the chicken, go and cut it from the side. You have to get a really sharp knife and slice it down. This is just to make it thinner, just like that. And you don't have to cut it all the way through to make it, so it's like a butterfly, sort of. Anyway, after you do that, you're going to want to pound on the chicken, make it a little bit flatter, and also more tender. So you can grab a piece of foil. Like that, fold it up once maybe. Or you can also use saran wrap for this. But put your chicken under that, that's just to keep it from splashing chicken juice all over the place. Grab the back of your knife, make sure it's not the front, and you go at it. And again, you're just doing this to make the chicken a little bit more tender. And also when you fry it up, it'll cook a lot faster, so the batter stays. Everybody, so I'm getting ready to bread the chicken now. What you want to do is make sure you get all the small, thin ends off of the chicken. It will fry up, it will burn. So you're just going to take that, slice it off. I don't know what you want to do with that. You could throw it away, you could throw it in your eggs in the morning, I don't know. But and then you want to get the chicken in small enough pieces to fry in the pan. So this one here is a little bit long. I'm just going to cut it down the middle like that, stack them up, and go to the next one. Just get them all about equal size so they fry up equally, just like that. And there we go. Next we're going to make the batter to bread the chicken with. What you're going to do is get 3 eggs. Depending on how much chicken you have, you could probably do 2 eggs if you have a little bit less. We're cooking for 6 to 8 people here, so I'm going to use 3 eggs. In the bowl, get a little bit of milk, probably about half a cup. I just usually estimate, but it should be about half a cup. And then whisk it up if you have a whisk, otherwise a fork will work fine for you. If you want, you can add maybe a teaspoon of pepper to this, and probably half teaspoon of salt. It just gives the chicken a little bit more flavor, layers of flavor. There's already salt and pepper in the flour, but it tastes a little bit better. There we go. Now you're ready to dredge your chicken in this first and then put it in the flour. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to grab our flour mixture right here to bread the chicken with. What I have in here is 3 cups of flour, a tablespoon and a half of black pepper, and then a half tablespoon of salt. So what you're going to want to do is grab your piece of chicken like this. You dredge it in the egg, salt, and pepper mixture for a little bit. And then throw it in the flour. Make sure to coat both sides well. Just like that. Flip it over a couple times, put a little flour on top of there. And you should be good. I'm going to grab another plate to put the bread chicken on there and keep going. Alright, and depending on how many people you're serving, it might take a while, so bring your friends in, have them bread the chicken. It'll help you out a lot. Come on, guys. Alright, so I have a pan here. We're ready to fry the chicken. I've added a half stick of butter, which is 4 tablespoons, plus about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. When you get olive oil, make sure to get the extra virgin first cold pressed olive oil. You can read that on the bottle. And so I've added it to the pan. I'm going to turn it up to medium-high, let it heat up a little bit, and then we'll be ready to fry our chicken. Getting ready to fry our chicken here. Again, we have 3 tablespoons of olive oil and 4 tablespoons of butter in the pan on medium-high. Grab your breaded chicken, throw it right in there. You can hear it sizzle. If there's a little bit of flour soaked in while you're letting it wait, you can dip it in flour again. Just put it in your pan. Make sure there's enough room between the pieces of chicken so they cook well. Don't let them touch. There we go. Take about 6 minutes. You're going to want to flip it after 3. So our chicken's been cooking about for 3 minutes, like I said, and now the point is where you want to flip it over, let the other side cook. It's not really the time that matters actually, but if you look, you have a nice golden brown on this side, nice and firm if you push it with a spoon or a fork. So I'm going to flip these over, let them fry, like I said, 3 minutes on the other side, and then you should be good. Alright, so the chicken's been cooking about 6 or 7 minutes. I'm ready to take it out now. It's nice and golden brown, so... And as you notice, the oil is a little bit dirty, so if you have more chicken to cook like we do, you might want to switch it out another 4 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So there we go. Alright, we've got some asparagus here. What you want to do is break off the dry ends. So take the piece of asparagus and you just feel to where it breaks off. It'll be pretty natural there. Break off in about the same spot in every one. Like that, and well, you'll have a lot of them, but just do that. And then you're going to want to rinse them off. Just get the pesticides and stuff off. Just like that. Alright, so we're going to make some grains to put the chicken over. Right here we have called a Harvest Grains blend from Trader Joe's. It's really good. It's couscous, mini garbanzo beans, and a few other grains. So we have a pot of boiling water here. It tells you on the back how to do it. It's 1 3/4 cups of water per half package of this. And so you just add that. And we have double because we're making for a lot of people. And then you're going to want to add 1 tablespoon of butter per half package of grain. So in our case, you're going to put 4 tablespoons of butter. Which is a half a stick. There we go, you let that simmer for 10 minutes, it tells you all the directions in the back and you'll be good. And just a note, you want to turn it down to low when it's cooking. You let it come to a boil first, but then turn it down to low. So to the grains you got from Trader Joe's, I'd suggest adding a half of a tablespoon of chicken bouillon. You can get this in any of your local grocery stores to each package of grains. Again, that's to each package of grain. Now we poured off most of the butter and olive oil from the pan, adding half a cup of dry white wine. Going to scrape off all the breading from the bottom just so it doesn't burn. This is called deglazing the pan. Make sure to mix it up well. We've also added juice of 1 lemon, and we're going to mix that together well while your stove is on medium. Make sure none of the breading is sticking. And so this I'll just let heat up a little bit. The flour will help it thicken up a little bit. And leave that for probably a couple of minutes. Fried chicken, we'll add it back to this. And this, that sauce will probably go for about 4 pieces of chicken. So that should be good. And we'll let that cook up in there for a little bit. And then add the capers. So now we're going to add the capers to our chicken and wine and lemon sauce. You're going to want to put maybe a tablespoon of capers per 4 pieces of chicken. So there we go. Actually make that a tablespoon and a half. Nice caper flavor in there. And don't worry about getting the juice in there, that'll just give it even better flavor. We're ready to cook our asparagus here. We've already broken the ends off, and we have a pot here boiling, maybe 1.5 inches of water, brought up to a boil. Turn it down to low, and now we're going to put our asparagus in. It needs to cook probably 7-8 minutes. Depending on how thick it is, we have thinner asparagus, so 7 minutes probably. So you put it down in there, make sure not to splash yourself. And you want to make sure it's standing up in the pot, not laying down in the water, so it steams rather than boils. Alright, so we have our finished product here. We got our chicken that's been simmering in the caper lemon wine sauce, our Trader Joe's grains, got a little bit of lemon on top of there, add a little bit of contrast for plating. We got the asparagus back here, but it's going for about 7 minutes in the water. We top that off with a little bit of butter, a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon, a little bit of pepper. So it should be delicious. Enjoy.
And my parents are out of town doing
And for all of you watching at home, this is chicken piccata, a simple yet delicious recipe. Also, make sure to tune in next time when we'll be making an entire meal of crepes. Until then, make sure to take a look at what's in your fridge.